I'm back here with another cooking demonstration. This is one of my family favorites, and I actually made it on the day of Thanksgiving. And as you can see here, these are the ingredients that I used. I am going to put all the ingredients in the description as well. And I started out with the turkey fat. You can use olive oil, but since I had roasted the turkey, I saved some of the fat when it was roasting. And I'm using that to saute my onions and chopped cilantro. At this point, I'm going to add 1 chicken bouillon cube, and I'm going to mix it in with the onions and the cilantro. And I want to cook the onion until it's translucent. I go back and I add in another half bouillon cube because I noticed that the one wasn't enough. So I am going to use 1.5 for this recipe. Once the onions are translucent, I'm going to add the cans of the pigeon peas. I'm adding 2 cans, and I've drained out the liquid. I've reserved it. I will add it back in later. But I want to get the pigeon peas to get seasoned, so I drained the juice from the cans and I've reserved that. I'm going to add some salt and pepper to season them, and I'm going to stir that with the onions and the cilantro and the chicken bouillon cubes that have been sauteed. So that gives it flavor, and that along with the turkey fat is going to give it a special flavor, especially for this meal, which was for Thanksgiving. But again, you can always use the regular olive oil. It's just going to get more flavor this way if you reserve the liquid and add it later on. So once the pigeon peas have been cooking, I'm going to add the reserved juice that was in the cans of the pigeon peas, and that was 1.5 cups. And then I'm going to be adding the rest of my water. And I will again put all the measurements for this recipe in the description. And I'm going to add the Sazon Goya. It's a seasoning that will add color. I'm just going to add 1 packet. It gives it a yellow color to the rice. And it's made with annatto, I believe. This adds just a little bit of flavor, but I mostly use it just for the color. And now I'm going to add some more salt. You can taste it throughout the process, and at this point I'm also going to add in my washed rice. I'm cooking here 5 cups of rice, and I'm using 7 cups of liquid. So 1.5 of that was the liquid from the pigeon peas, and then the rest was just plain water. And right now the stove is at a higher heat setting. I believe I have it on a number 7. My dial for the stove is like from 1 to 10. So right now it's at a 7, which is a high setting. And I'm cooking down the rice with the peas until the rice absorbs about 75% of the water of the liquid. And then once that's absorbed, you're going to see that I put the lid on the pan and then lower the heat for it to cook for approximately another 20 minutes. So now it's 20 minutes later, and I'm uncovering the pot, and the rice is nice and fluffy. It's cooked. I'm just gonna give it a final stir, and at this point I do turn off the heat for the rice and cover it and let it rest for a few minutes before it's served, and the rice is done. So here is a close-up of the rice with pigeon peas, or arroz con gandules, and I'm gonna take a taste of it to make sure it tastes good, which I'm sure it does. So here's another close-up. And this is such a delicious, nutritious food that you can prepare for your family, and I hope that you do it. If you have any questions, post them below.